There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Are we ready?
We're ready now.
It's a song with a stalker.
You know what that Adele needs is some Spanx. Wear a corset, girl.
Whoa, I think she's beautiful.
Welcome to the fatties.
Welcome to the last podcast on the left with Marcus Parks. I'm Ben Kissel. With us as always, unhungover,
New, thin Henry Zabrowski. I'm skinny now.
You wearing them Spanx?
Yeah, look at me. This is the thing.
It looks like you dropped 10 pounds.
I am sick and tired of this sort of this idea that you need to lose weight when really what we all want is just look skinnier.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, I don't need to change my fucking lifestyle, all right? We're all going to get fucking cancer. Everybody's going to be dead.
Yeah.
All right, by 60 for something else. And then, you know, if 2012 kills all of us anyway, then what does it matter? And then, you know, also nuclear war and AIDS are going to kill everyone.
As pink as your shirt
I'm just
right now,
saying
man. You need to
that
calm down.
The only thing that is certain is death. I'm going to eat my tacos and look skinny.
You're going to get type 2 diabetes.
I don't care about diabetes.
You're going to be just
I'm going
like
to wear a corset. I'm going to look like stupid Jonah Hill, but I'm going to still enjoy myself. Still have the glint of joy in my eyes because I'm eating cake for breakfast.
Paula Dean's sad. Paula Dean got type 2.
She did. And that's another thing I would like to say. There's been a lot of sort of heavy comedy news going on today.
So much.
Eddie Brill got fired. God rest his soul.
You've been fired.
And Todd Glass came out as gay, and
Which I think is great.
And I think to give the good old fashioned coming out bump to last podcast on the left, I'm going to join.
Are you coming out of the closet right now?
No, I'm coming out of the closet. I am gay for hamburgers. Shove it up my asshole.
You shove hamburgers up your asshole. That's nothing.
Yeah, cooked or raw beef?
Yeah, no.
Neither. Interesting. But speaking of
real news.
Fuck real news.
Yeah, who cares?
Speaking
Who
of
gives a shit?
potentially deadly things, such as stuffing raw hamburger meat up one's anus.
When families attack.
When families attack, part one, I suppose. Family murders, they happen relatively often. I would think they would happen more often, considering how much family drama there is in a household.
Just the fact that it just sucks to be in a family.
It sucks to be sucks to be a parent.
It sucks to have a family. I like being. The only way to be is being a swinging bachelor, as far as I'm concerned, because swinging bachelors don't get killed by their family.
Nope.
Swinging bachelors die of alcoholism.
That's right.
But that takes a long time, and it's fun.
I think he's got some beef in his asshole.
The one thing I could say about this corpse is the fact that he partied himself to death, and I think that is righteous.
That's great.
I want the grizzled old police detective to just use the word righteous all the time.
Righteous.
Hey, you know one thing about this crime? Totally tubular.
Totally tubular, my fucking police friends.
Tubular's a good one.
So basically, I wanted to do. Just a quiet laugh to yourself. So I want to talk about so families that murder each other, which is great. So there's I guess you'd say 3 categories of what we've devised as how families
the hierarchy
can and will kill each other.
Family killings.
And there are parents who kill their children, which is understandable.
Children are terrible devil beasts.
Children fucking suck.
They take all your money. They eat all your food.
It's awful. I
Where'd
hate
the milk
it.
go?
They're just always they just cram together at seats in the subway. If I was their parents, I'd put them all in a big plastic bag and float them to the bottom of the river.
Can we keep some ground chuck in the house, Henry, without you shoving it up your asshole?
No, I love it. I love it. And if you can't understand my love for meat, then you don't understand me.
It's not a sexual thing. I
don't
know what
only
this
to
is.
be married to a hamburger patty.
God damn it. And then third.
No,
is when,
second.
When children kill their parents.
Yeah, when children kill their parents.
Yes.
Which is also, again, man, just toss on some fucking Marilyn Manson, paint your fucking fingernails black.
Feel beautiful.
Get the gun. Shoot. Go get your parents. Kill you. I want everyone, all right, if you're 15 and you're listening to this podcast right now, I want you to from this point on, just you're going to pause it, and then I want you to rig your digital player to play this all backwards. All right? Yeah.
That's literally just instructions on how to shove raw meat up your asshole. So.
Well, I don't know how to say anything else backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
But children who kill their parents for various reasons, mostly for being lame.
Yeah, just because their parents don't want them to go out.
Me.
You know, the parents don't understand ICP. They don't know what it's like to be a juggalo. No. Juggalos have feelings. They wear makeup, but they also have thoughts.
They're painting smiles on their faces, but their mouths are frowning.
Yeah. And we're out of fucking chocolate milk, Ma!
Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna kill you, Ma. I'm gonna kill you, Dad.
I told you I love chocolate milk, Ma.
I understand them. Mm-hmm. And the last one is families that kill together.
And this is kind of nice.
What I like about
the family that kills together stays together.
The big problem, you just never hear. What I was really looking for when I was researching it was just family getting a band together, getting in a bus, driving to a place. They're paid to play a concert.
Dad, you're the coolest.
Well, yeah. Well, get me my chainsaw.
Give me my chainsaw. You want a yoo-hoo?
But instead of doing the gig, they just fucking kill everybody.
Yeah, man.
At the place, and that would be really cool.
Well, I think Rob Zombie captured it best on film in The Devil's Rejects.
Oh,
absolutely.
I just watched that like a week ago.
Oh, lovely family.
My favorite horror movie.
Texas Chainsaw, another beautiful family. What are the other good I can think of? What's the name of the family from The Devil's Rejects?
We'll
call them the Spalding clan.
The Gut Sharks.
The Gut Sharks. Yes.
The
Texas Chainsaw.
The Spaldings, I imagine.
Yeah, the Spaldings. And then there's not too many other families that kill in cinema.
I'm trying to think.
You don't really have too much.
No.
So what's an example? Did you find a family that killed together?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
They're the Firefly family.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because because his name's Rufus T. Firefly.
Yeah.
That's right. That's so much fun.
Yes. So you want to start with
let's start with the parents that kill their children. Now,
of course, Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony's one. I mean, technically she was acquitted, she didn't, but she just obviously hates kids. And
it was a rape baby. Did you know that?
That's what she said. Yes. It was a rape baby, but she's also a complete and total liar and a snake of a human being.
Well, I disagree,
obviously, she killed. Fine. Yeah, she's a liar.
She has large breasts and she makes YouTube videos. So fucking leave her alone.
What a fucking she's
nice.
I just wish someone
Oh,
her,
please.
Kim Kardashian, and I don't know who else, and fucking...
Don't bring the Kardashians into it.
Just put a bullet in their heads. Fuck these people.
I would rather see Casey Anthony alive than Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. Casey Anthony does things. She's a celebrity for a reason. She killed a fucking baby. Kim's famous because her father got OJ off of murdering a white woman. That's it.
And that is a skill,
Touche, Ben. Touche.
Thank you.
All right,
so gotta go with Benjamin on this one.
Yeah, fuck you,
I don't know. I didn't know that. I just love the scent and smell of
God,
meat.
these tacos are great. We got to come over to those Zabrowskis more. It tastes like it's been in their asshole or something. This is good, honey. I love it, Pam.
You could taste the love.
So what's an example? What's a family?
So one was, I found a couple of choice stories. What is the name of the woman in the first story? It is a Tampa lady. Her and her husband were trained intelligence officers for the CIA.
I like Tampa Lady would be her Yahoo screen name.
Tampa Lady 4974. I love pelicans and I love conch fritters.
I thought Newt Gingrich was being racist when he called them the food stamps.
I knew that.
It's ridiculous.
I go down to Ybor and I go to the Trader Joe's in Ybor and then I get the conch fritters. Conch fritters.
Her name was Julie Schenecker. Maiden name Powers.
So they met. Her and her husband, who was a colonel in the army, served at MacDill Air Force Base. They met when she was training to be an intelligence officer. So you have these two people. She is essentially a trained assassin.
Yeah, and I think it should be important to note, Russian was her specialty.
Yes, and that was the whole thing. So she was a translator, and they so she was basically training to be a sort of Russian double agent.
Okay.
And she just kept people. It started off with this, I guess, some sort of pathological obsession with her with her children being nasty to her or whatever, because she started posting all this stuff on Facebook of just people were being would put up some message about patience, and she'd be like, "Tell me about it. I have a 16-year-old daughter." All these sort of populist.
She was 16. This daughter.
Yeah, the daughter and the son was
Here's an example of some of these exchanges. On May 7th, a friend wrote, "Happy Mother's / Hallmark Day to all you mothers. You are more brave than I. Not sure how you do it, but glad you do." And she responded, "Some days, not sure how we do it either." Smiley face.
Classic, though. That's vintage mother.
And the friend posted on her profile, "Hold yourself to a higher standard than anybody else expects of you." And she commented, "I needed that advice today. Have a 16-year-old daughter."
Yeah, no.
Boom, boom.
So literally was that she had a gun, and I guess something happened. He was sick of her son talking back to her, picked him up for soccer practice, put 2 in the fucking back of his head, and then walked into her apartment. I guess literally using her intelligence training, snuck up behind her daughter while she was doing homework on the computer and put 2 in the back of her head. And then
she wasn't doing homework. She was tweeting, talking to Ronnie, the bad schoolboy.
Yeah, and she got hers.
Yeah.
And her name was
Calyx, which is a weird name.
Calyx.
Past 17, there's no way a Calyx can.
But she then left this sort of note. Well, they found essentially she was going to try and kill herself, but she called the...
She outthought herself, though, and was one step ahead of herself at all times.
She just didn't want to kill herself. She just hated her own children. And so she called 911, and it was the same exact, where it's exactly like in Cable Guy with this, some man, my kids are... They're dead. Some Asian man. It's like this.
He just looked really Asian.
And so
it was Bobby Lee.
And then when they came in to do the investigation, they found all these notes of her just being her kids are talking back to her and all this stuff.
They gotta know you don't talk back to Mama when she's a CIA agent.
But I also I used to talk back to my mom. My mom hit me in the head with the telephone.
Yeah, but your mother was nice and she treated you well. She baked you cookies. She was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, well, she was a stay-at-home mom now.
Oh, she had to quit the CIA.
She quit the CIA.
Oh, so she just didn't have any sort of means to get this aggression out.
Yeah. So I just don't understand where the... I guess it's the same for anything. I was watching the story on New York One about these 2 friends. These 2 teenagers that had been friends since their childhood. They got an argument.
One was really tall, one was really short, and they turned out to be brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the same story. Anyway.
You're sad. But the whole thing, they got into an argument about a PSP, and then one just stabbed the other one to death. And I just don't understand where the jump comes from being aggravated with someone to murdering them.
Yeah.
That's where it goes, though.
I don't think it's not anything new. Decades ago, or not decades, centuries ago, people were killing each other over sticks. It's I want that stick. You can't have that stick.
I fucking rip your jaw off!
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what it is. That's just human. Some people are just fucking animals.
Yeah.
No, but that's the way it
Humans
goes.
are a fucking disease.
Friends kill friends.
A virus with shoes, as Bill Hicks said.
Virus with shoes. You're making a lot of Bill Hicks references. You got to stop YouTubing him.
I grew up with him. I'm sorry.
They're cousins. Him and everyone else in Texas.
Whoa.
They're all just one big family.
He only got booked on Letterman 17 times because of sexism. Didn't you know that?
Let's
about
not
Bill
do
Hicks?
this.
Don't you know
That's
that
not
about Bill
true.
Hicks? Sexism.
He was also,
Sexism.
he was good. He was good, and so was everyone.
But if you're going to kill a child, a teenager, I think the only person that should be allowed to do it is the mother.
At the same time, and if you're going to kill a 16-year-old, which we all want to do, fucking strangle it with a rope because it's fun.
No, that's so much meaner to do.
Yeah, but just do it because it's fun. I always think about it when I see kids who were all screaming and intimidating everyone on the train on the goddamn.
You want to kill them?
I don't want to kill them. I want to scare them.
Yeah.
You know, like, I just wish I could just, if I had, like, those
yourself in
knife
blood.
sleeves
Right.
and, like, shoot knives out of my hands, like, shoot knives out of my sleeves and my coats, and just be like, I'm gonna get you, motherfuckers!
Right.
You know, just, like, clacking my knives together. I'd love to do that.
But you haven't really thought of any real-world examples of how to scare them.
I can't.
Just if you have knives for sleeves.
Because every time I go to scare them, I just make them laugh. Every single time I have a negative impulse, I just make a joke.
I mean, I just totally see how it's reasonable to kill a goddamn teenager. Marcus, your face looks like you
Oh,
just...
you're reading the next case?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next
All right,
case,
yeah,
which is
definitely.
something else.
Given Marcus's face, it looked like he just got possessed by a demon and the demon left him...
I'm pretty certain that
And he's
this
not
is a
dead.
pretty famous example of parents killing their children involving a woman named Teresa Knorr.
Ooh.
Now, Teresa Knorr was served as the matriarch of this family that it ended up being a sort of sordid tale of just what happens when people get too close and are too isolated from like the way a controlling parent can cut your whole family off from the world.
Tiger Mom shows her claws sometimes.
Well, this is a white woman.
Yeah, well, nonetheless, you're being racist.
Tiger mothers are Chinese.
No, they don't have to be. Tiger mother just
Tiger
refers
mothers
to
are
strict
Chinese.
mothering.
That's the whole thing. Is
It
that
doesn't
they're
have
Chinese.
to be Chinese.
They're
It's a
Chinese. That's
technique.
what the thing is about it.
That's
It's
insane.
Chinese.
That's
they're called
insane.
Tiger mothers.
That's like
Tiger
saying
mother
only a
because
Chinese
they're
person can be a ninja. White people can be ninjas as well. White people can also be tiger mothers.
Show me a white ninja.
No, you can't see them.
Teresa Knorr systematically trained her family to kill each other. She basically, the story starts off is that she married a man when she was 16, sired a child. She took this child with her, and while she was pregnant with her second child, murdered her husband. She got off.
How'd you kill him?
Shot him in the head.
Okay.
And she got off of, she got acquitted because of self-defense. Because she was also
spousal
pregnant.
abuses calls.
Yeah.
Spousal abuses.
So she meets another man, and they have 3 more children together. And she has these 2, I guess,
This
sort
is
of
literally
beautiful-
the plot line for So I Married an Axe Murderer.
I don't know. I
It's
don't
similar.
remember.
Okay, forget about it. Scratch.
Yeah,
Continue.
let's just scratch it.
Just scratch it. Just delete it.
Let me keep telling.
This is...
Let me keep telling the story.
No, I know.
Go ahead, tell the story now.
You can't see them.
And
White ninjas.
God, I just can't continue.
Yeah, you can. All right.
Can't
3, 2, 1, go.
Literally the storyline for Who Wants to Marry an Axe Murderer. No, So I Married an Axe Murderer is actually the... So...
3,
Oh, what was that?
2, 1, go. Anyway, so she has 3 more children with her new husband, and she has 2 daughters that are essentially pretty hot, and she grows insanely jealous of them, and basically sort of pits the boys. She has 2 sons and 2 daughters, and trains all the boys to restrain and beat their sisters. Ooh. And have and the 2 girls. Basically, she just destroyed their mental health, and during an argument shot one of her daughters, and she left her in the bathtub to die, but the daughter lived through it. And this was the oldest daughter, the prettiest one. She lived through it and basically was essentially paralyzed in the house and forced to kept under her mother's rule the whole time,
Handcuffed to a soap dish.
yeah, and
A
she
soap dish.
Yeah, like while she brought her back to health, quote unquote, but she had this bullet lodged in her spine, and eventually, like, all these arguments started happening, which also just shows like how insane the house was. Is that everyone was just like, why are we? You know, why can't we leave? We all want to leave the house. We're all ready to leave. And she wouldn't let anybody leave. And so finally she agreed to let the oldest one leave if she let her remove the bullet from her spine. So they did this whole thing, this sort of makeshift surgery in the kitchen, and put her down on the floor and got the daughter like shit drunk. And then she cut the bullet out of her spine with a box cutter.
Oh, good.
And then she died essentially of infection, like laying on this kitchen floor, where she made everyone treat her like a carpet and like walk all over her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then
after the death there, huh?
after the death. And so when that kid finally died, she moved on to the second daughter.
Well, here's an interesting fact about the disposal and what she told the kids is that the girl didn't die on the floor. She told the other kids that she was possessed by Satan and that the only way to purge the demon was fire. So what she did is she got her 2 sons to take this girl Susan. They drove her to Sierra Nevada, Interstate 80 outside Truckee. They laid her down, poured gasoline on her, and burned her alive in the desert.
Which is just the way to do it.
That is the way to do it. I don't know. It's not the best way to purge a bullet out of somebody's body.
I mean, she's not a surgeon.
Nope.
You know, just set it on fire. Just do a redo.
Redo.
Do a redo.
Yep.
And so she moved on to the second daughter and essentially starved her and then locked her in a closet where she died of dehydration in a closet.
Oh.
And then she attempted to set the house on fire, and I guess they caught her then. And then they were finally just like, I think all the police has decided, well, that's crazy enough.
Yeah, so what happened is that Terry, one of the sons in 93, contacted authorities after watching an episode of America's Most Wanted. Let's see here. She was charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit murder, 2 special circumstances charges, which were multiple murder and murder by torture.
A lot of murder there. All different kinds.
A lot of different types of murder.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
I just,
The
again,
whole cornucopia of murder.
it's just it's very intense. Mm-hmm. What makes everyone do all that? Why would you do all that?
Pretty daughters. Pretty daughters. You know, why didn't she just, she made the daughter. She could probably lose some weight and just kind of look similar to the daughters, maybe a little bit earlier.
It's a surprisingly common thing.
To be jealous of your own daughter?
I dated a girl for a while whose mother was insanely, because she was beautiful, and her mom was just like, as they get older, the looks kind of start going, and
it's
everyone
only when they gain
everyone
100 pounds.
Yeah. Everyone keeps telling us like, oh, you've got such a beautiful daughter and all that. So her mother would like torture her psychologically, and like physically abuse her because she was jealous of her.
Never shot her in the spine, though.
Never
That's the thing.
never
It's a
went
Good
that
mother.
far.
Mother of the year.
Never made the
based
jump.
Yeah, never
in
made the jump. But
comparison with
this
this
is
mother.
a fairly common thing.
All mothers should just be compared to this mother, and then all mothers would feel very nice, and they would be great mothers.
I just don't, I guess because
Your mother probably feels terrible for hitting you in the head with a phone, but if you would just tell
she
her
was
the
sad
story-
at the time.
Yeah, she was sad, and she loves you, and she'd never put a bullet in your back. Of course, you're not more attractive than her.
I just don't understand just why have children?
Do you think that's why your mother fattened you guys up so much as children, so she was never at risk of being jealous of your looks?
I'm pretty certain.
That's good, because
I think that's really the only explanation for what happened to us.
Paula Dane.
Paula Dane.
Paula Dane.
I
Wow,
feel
we're
sad for
really
Paula Dane.
topical today.
Yeah, well, Paula Dane, you got type 2 diabetes.
Let's move
Paula
on to
Dane.
kids who kill.
Yeah, let's move on
do
to children who kill.
Because now I want to see parents die because of what parents are doing to their fucking kids.
Well, this is a story I picked because it's just really fucked up. This is one of the more
I will say
fucked
too,
up stories.
children killing parents makes so much more sense to me than parents killing children.
Well, to
because
me, it's like anybody who
adults are
has.
supposed to be smarter and more rational.
I also just don't understand why anyone has kids if you don't want to have kids. If you
Well,
obviously
you understand how it
visibly.
happens.
No, I don't. 'Cause
Casey
you can
Anthony got
get
drunk at a party. She was gangbanged on top of a washer.
fucking 3 months to get a fucking abortion. You have a long time to
That's
get
a
an
lot.
abortion.
Want to
Yeah,
kill
that's
it in
long.
Get
the womb.
an
because then you're
abortion.
also kind of
Just
killing a bit
have-
of yourself.
Fuck that. No, you're not. All you're doing is killing a burden on society and yourself.
Yeah.
This is like, just get rid of it. It's not a human.
No.
It's not a human. It's a collection of cells in your body. It can't think. It'd be different if you, the minute you got pregnant, it was like, I love you, mommy. I understand that would be hard to kill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because it's a silent but deadly predator inside of your body,
You have thousands of those inside of you right
just,
now.
I know, man. Well, mine are useless.
Yeah.
My semen is just a bunch of sugary frosting. That's why people like it.
That is, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to cavecomedyradio.com and order your very own jug of Henry semen.
I've been saving it.
It's good.
What I do is I do it
haven't.
into a towel and I wring out the towel. And once a month, what you do, you get the towel good stiff, then you boil it in a pot. And then you take all the liquid from it and you just mix it with some flour. Make a gravy out of it, syrup.
I think that is a Paula Deen recipe.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you put it between a hamburger. You use it on top of a hamburger with 2 donuts.
And then you
as
shove
the
it up
bread.
your ass.
Yeah, and then you fall in love with
Shove
it.
it right up there. Fall in love with it. Shove it up your ass. Children who kill their parents.
Children who kill their parents. So this is the story of Sam Mainzel, as I believe you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And so
Manzi.
Sam Manzi. This story is so fucked up.
Yeah.
It starts off with Sam Mancy was always a very disturbed young man, and basically, like as a young,
he's a lot like Michael Myers in So I Married an Axe Murderer.
God damn it! This is it's not you're committing to the joke and you're just coming back to it. It's just not working.
Help! It's killing us. It's killing everything. Everything we've worked to do.
That's like the chick that he married in So I Married an Axe Murderer. She was killing.
It just kills everything. Everything we tried to do.
Every time we get momentum going, you bring up So I Married an Axe Murderer.
He's got to remember that though.
If you
like a toothpick,
were a part of the crew building the pyramids, they would not get built. And we wouldn't have them anymore.
Ben, do you want me to bring Papilla back?
No.
Do you want me to bring Papilla back? Okay. All right.
So
Sam Mancy. I can't think.
Gotta think, man.
Sam Mancy was a very disturbed young boy. And basically discovered early on that he had very intense sexual feelings from the time he was like 5 or so. And he started, like, once the internet started becoming prevalent, he essentially got himself involved in a relationship with a 40-year-old pedophile when he was 12. He effectively seduced this sort of 40-year-old man who was going to fuck him anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the 12-year-old seduced the man.
But the 12-year-old got involved in it purposefully because he wanted it, right? And the whole thing was, so he started this sort of like really fucked up relationship and got into therapy. Basically, he was just doing bad in school. He was having insane outbursts and all stuff.
Probably because he was being raped nightly by a 40-year-old man.
You know, he was, or it's just like it's even more fucked up, which is consensual sex between a 12-year-old. I guess so. Yeah, I know I know for a fact it's not possible. I am not blaming him, but he went online to do it. That was like the big article I was reading was like talking about how like the internet he was just on these like boys websites.
So there's just all these poor 40-year-old men out there just getting lured into these relationships by 12-year-old whore boys.
Yes.
They're the real victims.
No, I really don't. I know no one's innocent in this scenario. The children are often raped. Okay, children are stolen and raped.
Yeah,
this is the story of a child. This is a story of a pathological. This is a pathological child.
Kind of a man bites dog story.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of like a Michael Myers character.
Yeah. Yes. That's where it's appropriate.
Yeah. Thank you.
And during this time, he was put into therapy, and he told his therapist, "Hey, you know, I've been having really violent thoughts. I think I want to hurt a little boy," and they were like, "Oh, precociousness of age," and didn't do anything about it. And so he had learned this. He had basically using learned behavior because at this point he's like 15. He's been in this relationship for a long time with this pedophile.
3 years.
For 3 years.
3 more years until the whole situation's legal.
Yeah, which is also, can they be married?
Yeah, I think you just pretend like you just started dating. You know, and love happens quick.
Damn.
It depends on the state, really.
Well,
I don't know.
Man can marry an 18-year-old man.
Why did we choose this
They can
story?
bang
I
them.
feel disgusting. I did this.
Yeah, you did all this. I'm trying to bring up lighthearted situational comedy films. You know, like let's say a man falls in love with a woman, but she happens to be a serial killer. You know, that's just right for comedy.
It's true. It's a white ninja story.
Yeah.
I would also. A little boy was coming around like taking donations for a Boy Scouts. This little kid named Eddie. I forget his last name. And that what he had written down in his journals at this time is that he said that he could get him. That he knew that when he's met Eddie, is that this is a kid that I can get.
And so bang on this kid.
Eddie Werner.
Eddie Werner. So they brought Eddie.
Get him.
He brought Eddie into the house, and the way the whole thing went, the way he told psychologists afterwards is that, you know, he closed the door behind Eddie. Basically, Eddie came in looking for donations for his Boy Scout troop. He said, "Come into the house and I'll show you." He closed the door. Eddie started crying because he knew what was going to happen to him, essentially. And then he raped and killed Eddie.
How old was Eddie?
15. No, Eddie was like 6.
Eddie was 6, young Eddie.
Little tiny boy. She was like, it was a young boy. It was like, I'm not sure how old. It's like 6 something.
It actually, man, I can't find it. It doesn't really say.
It shouldn't. I don't think it should say. I don't know if this information is good to have.
6 to 7 years.
So he raped and he killed this kid, right? And then they brought him in for.
Beef in his asshole?
No.
Nothing like that?
And so then they bring him in they try him for this crime, and then he gets acquitted because of insanity.
Oh, adorability.
And they put him into a mental home, and then he got bumped out 6 months later. And he was home with his parents, and then his parents came home from work one day, and he shot both of them in the head with a rifle. And then they put him in jail.
That's tough to do with the rifle.
You know, but it's just a long story of how evil is born into humans.
Yeah, you think this kid had no hope from the beginning, huh?
I don't think that anything could have happened to make this kid okay.
What was his folks doing?
Not at all.
What did his...
Normal parents.
Normal, nice parents.
Just normal. Well, they say the same thing about Dahmer. Dahmer's parents were really good.
Dahmer's parents were horrible.
Which one was it? No, Ted Bundy.
Yeah, Ted Bundy. Yeah, Dahmer's parents were real fucked up.
I thought that they were fine. And then they have a change of heart and all this stuff after he killed everything. And because his father wrote the book. His father wrote a book about his relationship with Dahmer after he was in jail.
Blown out of proportion, but I think that his family life wasn't perfect.
It wasn't perfect.
Nothing could be possibly bad enough to you for a person to be driven to kill a whole bunch of Filipino boys.
I mean, besides just hating their music.
Yeah, well, I like their music.
I was just sick of their movies.
Yeah,
all their weird sort of ripped off versions of Batman.
Yeah. It's a good film though.
It's weird. No, it's good. There's a lot of musical numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So this story is just sort of bad for the heart and the brain.
It's good. I'm happy that you brought all of these situations up in our minds.
Well, let's wrap this whole thing up with families who kill.
Now, the families who kill don't get better.
Yeah,
it doesn't get better. So this is one historical. I can't believe we did this. I just feel like
you're roping all of us into it. If it was a great episode, you'd be like, I can't believe I did this. This is great for me.
I'm a genius.
Yeah.
God, this is just rough.
I could make another Who Wants to. I married an axe murderer.
You know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
In the end, I'm not mad about it anymore. I think you could just do it now.
Yeah.
The Benders.
So the Bender family.
Good.
So the Bender family was a part of. There were several during the time of the expansion of west. There was religious families would go out and sort of live in isolation. That's kind of where we get a lot of our more extensive cults like Mormonism. So hopefully we're going to have one of those cult members as a president soon.
I hope
That'd be great. Love their secret underwear and their fake stories about things that don't exist.
That's right.
And one particular family, the Bender family, moved out and started a hotel out in the middle of nowhere.
Seems like a weird place to have a hotel.
Well, they had it because I think it was because they just had a large house. I forgot the exact reason why.
For people passing through.
Yeah, people passing
that no
through.
one would miss. You know? Loners.
And basically this family, the one thing I couldn't find was really an explanation why, because it happened in the 1860s. This family was, to put it lightly, entirely fucked.
Okay.
The mother and the father were total outward psychopaths. It was like this. It was like the Firefly family. It's pretty much exactly like that family, where it's they were you could barely speak to the mother because of how not friendly she was, and the father was just this gruff man who refused to speak any English, and they were all German.
It was also kind of like the family from Nothing But Trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because here's their method of killing, which is kind of right out, Nothing But Trouble took it. It's right out of their playbook.
It also sounds like Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, it does. So what they would do whenever they had guests at the bed and breakfast, the host would give the seat of honor to the guest, which was positioned over a trap door, which led to the cellar.
Oh, these people are nice. Look
and with the victim's back to the curtain, Kate, the mother, would distract the guest while John Bender or his son would come from behind the curtain and strike the guest on the right side of the skull with a hammer. The victim's throat was then cut by one of the women to ensure his death. The body was dragged through the trap floor, and then whenever afterwards, the body would be stripped and later buried somewhere on the property, often in the orchard. They always said that these people were villains.
Oh yeah, they came in to disrupt their wonderful family life. Yeah,
these people deserve this.
But and that was the other thing. Also too was that the son and daughter. The son was this, like they were saying, he's like handsome, like eligible bachelor who had this sort of problem that he would just kind of laugh at nothing. They would see he would sit around and be like, and laughing at them. And that the sister was this fucking vixen, like super hot, like, and would flirt with men, and that's why people end up staying at the inn in the first place, is because she would, like, basically men would come and fuck her, and then she was also fucking the brother. Her and the brother had this like weird long sordid relationship, and she would like seduce them into the house, and then they'd murder them.
I like it.
Sort
I
of like
want to
a
go stay there
refracting
right now.
mirrors of like total psychopath like family.
Different
Like
than
what they know is 17 deaths.
Wow.
And assorted body parts that didn't belong to any of the victims that they found.
So did they eat
probably.
No.
I mean,
They didn't eat them, though.
No.
Just kill them and let them go rot in the
just kill 'em,
basement.
yeah.
Interesting. That's a fun family. You know, they're a family that is probably very close. They probably still run that in to this day.
I just feel like you just don't see it very often, a family getting together
Not
just
anymore,
to kill.
you know, not with those liberals taking over the
Yeah.
White House. And
Tell me about
God
it.
knows, the liberal media, they don't understand.
ooh, I want to
good
read
family's
this.
all about.
There's an historical novel about them called Candle of the Wicked.
Ew.
Yeah, it does sound a little
Nicolas
gross,
Cage
doesn't it?
beat a
Candle of the
Of the
Wicked.
wicked. It just sounds like a butt plug for a priest.
Candle of the wicked.
Candle. Oh, please, altar boy, fetch me my candle of the wicked.
No, Father.
Fetch me my wicked candle.
I will do as you ask. Oh, my breeches! I've spoiled my breeches with my jasm.
All right,
Jasm.
And then the other thing I wanted to bring up was the Hillside Stranglers, but it was just because they were cousins that would rape and murder people together. This was just...
That's
I
great.
just thought... I don't know what discussion I thought that this would, like, bring about.
You know, I'm not really sure either. Whenever you mentioned, I just thought, like, all right.
Yeah,
I like it. I mean, I thought it was fun.
I think it's cool to listen to, but I thought that there would be some sort of theme or something that would come out of it.
Right.
And then nothing really happened.
I made a lot of So I Married an Axe Murderer references.
You kept doing that.
Yeah.
That was
you
fun.
did keep doing
The
that.
audience liked it. I'll get some emails.
I mean, we won't know because they won't listen to this episode for some time.
Yeah.
So we're not going to know how people are going to respond.
Right.
I think that this is going to be in a time capsule and that people aren't going to listen to this episode until long after humans are dead.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the last... This is going to be the thing that people know us for when the Mayans come back.
December 21st.
Gumba.
Is that Mayan? Is that what Mexicans sound
Yeah,
like?
that's what Mayans sound like.
I guess mostly I just kind of wanted... I guess it would have been fun to see if there was something about why parents kill their children, children kill their parents, and I think it's just
we didn't
because-
even come close to an answer on any of them.
I guess
It's
it's
getting annoyed, man. You know, it's tough.
it's just hard to be in a family.
Families are hard to have. And that's what's important.
That's just what it is.
Yep.
We just got to stop having children.
We got to stop having parents.
Stop having
know.
parents.
Children kill your parents, but, well, you're getting killed parents kill your children.
Or is it good? So,
Just
do
leave
you think
one
it's
baby.
good that a family gets together to kill together?
I think
like,
that
what
what
does
should
that
happen
mean?
is this. Parents need to have two children, about 15 years apart from the last child. So there's a baby involved, and then the parents and the children kill each other, leaving one baby. And that's the way that we continue to procreate.
I think that's it.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
That's it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
all right, last
just in
podcast
case
on
you
the
think
left.
about killing your parents or killing your children, just send us an email and send us some pictures or something so we'd have some more material.
Yeah. Pictures work. Marcus Parks, Ben Kissel. Thanks. Hong Kong Henry Zabrowski.
It's not Hong Kong Henry Zabrowski today. It was
It's not unhungover, Henry Zabrowski.
not on hungover.
Megustalations.
Congratulations. This is it. Everybody's going to die after this episode.
Good.